Hi everyone, this is Brett Cenkus, the right brain business lawyer and business consultant. Today I'm going to build on a video I did a couple years ago called What is a Corporate Lawyer? It's a very short video, 60 seconds, and I hit at a very high level, what do corporate lawyers do? That video has had a tremendous amount of attention, and I wanted to dive a little bit deeper today and talk a little bit more about, more granularly, what do corporate lawyers do? So backing up though, going back high level, something you need to understand is in law school, well, number one, you would think I am a corporate lawyer. You would think I would have figured out what corporate lawyers do before I decided to pay six figures and spend 3 years of my time going to get a law degree. But no, I didn't. I figured out what corporate lawyers do when I was in law school. So early on in law school, kind of midway through that first semester, second semester, first year, you start talking about interviewing and what you want to do, and all the students start to group into one of two broad categories. For the most part, you've got litigators and corporate lawyers. Okay, so litigators go to court. They're the ones who always knew they wanted to be lawyers. They watch Perry Mason, LA Law. They watch these, Perry Mason, dating myself, but they watch shows where people stand up and make arguments in court, and that's what they want to do. They want to go argue and fight and be, they're well spoken on their feet. They're really into the courtroom scene. Okay, the rest of us didn't really know why we were in law school, trying to figure out, well, I guess there's some reason I'm here, and I know I don't want to go do that. I want to argue for a living. We end up being, kind of slotting in as corporate lawyers, or what I call business lawyers, or another word is transactional lawyers. We deal mainly in contracts. So we form companies. We work through partner and founder agreements, things like that. If you've been watching my Mastering Business Partnership video series, that's a lot of what I do. I help figuring out what people's deal is, here in the air and putting it into a contract form. We merge companies together. We help them raise capital. Our world isn't the world of courtrooms. I do a little bit of dispute work with partners and founders and a tiny little bit of litigation, but really rarely, more than most transactional lawyers who can go their whole career without going into court. So we deal with contracts. And litigators, they go to court. There are other more niche areas of law. There's bankruptcy, there's employment law. Some employment lawyers draft employment agreements, some argue them in court, so they can get kind of corporate and litigation. There's intellectual property. There's all sorts of different hybrids and niches. But for the most part, you've got corporate or business and transactional, and you've got litigators. And the thing to know is that corporate lawyers are business generalists for the most part. We're usually the first call when someone's starting a company. We help form that company. We help talk about how to structure it, things like that. Most or a lot of business corporate lawyers are business people trapped in lawyers' bodies or something. Someday that's how I describe myself. Or, I've been out of law school for 19 years, and just about half that time I've been in the business world, not a lawyer. Because part of what I love about law is that strategy and business piece. And some days being mired in the details and the contracts and the work is not strategic enough. So a lot of us really like that business aspect. And that's really ideally what you're looking for in a good corporate lawyer, is someone who's got a business mind, who enjoys that, who's a quick study and is commercial, is another term you'll hear, which is they really understand that this is about getting a deal done, having it make sense, they can quantify risk and things like that. So that's what a corporate lawyer does. Again, heavy on contracts, but you want one who understands the business world and loves that sort of stuff. They're not interested in disputes and litigation and all that sort of stuff. So if you got more questions, drop a comment, send me an email. Would love to hear from you. These videos that I put out are really driven by what you want to hear. And again, that's why I'm doing this one, to build on to the one that's been so successful or had so much attention about what is a corporate lawyer. So hope you enjoyed it today. Thanks.